Hey, it's Kevin. Thanks so much for coming by. Another No BS social media update. Well, we're talking today about, I wanted to call it Stop and Smell the Roses, but I think we've already done one titled that. What's important is sometimes you need to get inspired for social media posting. And you need to get inspired from other people. And I'm not necessarily saying people who are similar to what you're doing. If you're if you're a plumber, you don't want to look necessarily at what other plumbers are doing. Yeah, of course, competitively you do. But more importantly, what's an electrician doing? What's the accountant doing? Recording artists, of course, you can look at other recording artists. But more importantly, look at other businesses too. Get inspired by what other people are doing with their social media. I spend so much of my time with social media, as I say, spending more time looking at what others are doing than what I'm doing myself. I try to find time for myself, but I think we all fall into that trap where we want to focus on what we're doing. We want to get people to pay attention to us. We want to be out there amongst the noise of saying, hey, look at me, hey, look at me. And well, yes, in all honesty, that's part of what social media is all about. More importantly, you want to make sure that you're connecting. The social part of social media that I think so many people forget. So many people use social media as a way they think they're going to shout through the clutter. There's so much clutter with the internet. There's so much clutter with all the media we encounter every day. They think, well, if I just keep posting more, I'm going to reach more people through the clutter. But I think the important thing is you need to inspire people. You need to get people excited about you. Think about it. There are little girls out there who are just, in their bedrooms creating YouTube content and throwing something up there with very little planning. There's no intro, there's no outro, there's nothing as involved as say this video is. And they're getting thousands upon maybe even millions more hits than I am. And it's something that they spent 5-10 minutes on. Because the content, because of what it's about, is inspiring. I'm constantly amazed, especially with YouTube, about what gets hits, what gets views, what doesn't get views. There's so many people out there giving social media advice, whether it's through video or whether it's through blogs or whatever it is. I accept the fact that this social media content may not have millions of views on it. Maybe someday there will be, but I'm not worried about that because, again, this content is more importantly for my customers, for my clients, for the people I work with every day, giving them something new that we can talk about, think about, and that way they don't have to necessarily have a one-on-one conversation with me whenever it's convenient. They've got something they know, a brand new social media tip each and every week. Perhaps that's how you stumbled upon this as well, and that's okay. But I think more importantly, it's about finding places to be inspired. It's about finding ways to be inspired. It's about looking at what others are doing. We spend so much time focusing on ourselves, we don't spend enough time opening our eyes and paying attention to others. So try to find a few minutes a day. I don't care if it's 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, whatever you can steal away, and look at what others are doing. Pay attention to what others are doing. And again, find your little group of people. Find your little group of tastemakers, if you will. For recording artists, maybe they're going to look at a Lady Gaga because she's creative, or maybe they're going to look at a Nicki Minaj or a Beyonce or somebody like that. You never know. There are a lot of people in the country music community who are doing creative things. The band Lady Antebellum does some great YouTube videos. Jake Owen, the country music singer, does some creative stuff with YouTube and with some other channels as well. There are so many creative people out there in not only your field, but as well as in other fields. And who's to say you can't learn from what an accountant is doing? And not necessarily take it directly what the accountant is doing, but saying, ooh, I like the way he presented that, or ooh, I like how he's focusing on sharing with his customers. So think about not necessarily businesses that are close to doing what you're doing, but maybe sometimes completely polar opposite. You never know where inspiration is going to come from. And I think we can always use some good inspiration. Hopefully we'll inspire you again next week. Another No BS social media chat. Always find us on the internet on intensitysocial.com, which is also nobssocial.com. There's a long story behind that. 2 places, 1 website, all the same. Or of course you can just cut to the chase, go right to the source, YouTube, No BS Social. Our username there. Make sure you subscribe. Another new No BS video chat next week. Thanks.